Hey guys, Miss Gibbons here, and I am going to be talking to you all today for our Preserving Mental Health series for the Pickle Club. I'm going to be sharing a couple of things that I personally have struggled with in terms of my mental health, and also some things that help me to preserve my mental health. So, let's see here. Here are some ways that I preserve my mental health. Okay, first things first, I am filming my video at home in an effort to preserve my mental health because it makes me very anxious when I feel like I'm put on the spot and I kind of just like blurt out like mush that makes no sense. So I wanted to kind of film mine at home in the comfort of my own home to be able to kind of get my thoughts straight and make a little bit more sense if possible. So whenever I was trying to think of a topic or something that I personally struggle with, I wanted to go back and think about 12-year-old me and think about what I was like in middle school. I actually went to Allgood Middle School. So think about 12-year-old Lacey. Yes, middle school teachers, all teachers have first names, okay? Shocking, I know. So I wanted to think about myself and think about what was something that I struggled with. And something I definitely struggled with a lot of the time was and is comparison. And comparing myself to others on a daily basis and thinking, okay, I know in middle school it was a lot more appearance-based and comparing myself and what I look like versus what, you know, the popular girls look like in school, or comparing like my academic performance. Like I was really not good at math, and so I would look at some of my friends who were really good at math and think, why can't I do this? Why does this not make sense to me? Well, and it would really cause anxiety. I didn't want to come to school sometimes because I just was like, I don't want to feel like I'm less than other people and go in and just feel even right now I'm like, I want to compare myself to the videos that other people have done, and I want it to be as good as what they've done. So I feel like I'm like, whoa. Anyway, 6th grade me, I had acne. Like severe acne. I had braces towards the end of middle school. I was my height now, which is about 5'8" in middle school, so I was a really tall girl, and it caused me to be very hyper aware of just my appearance. And when I would come to school, I just felt so self-conscious because I saw girls that just felt like they had it together, which they probably didn't, because no one really does, but I just felt like I just was less than they were. So it really affected my confidence, and it affected just my mental health and caused me a lot of just heartache and unnecessary things that I just hate that my 12-year-old self had to go through. But that was just what I struggled with. And I've kind of carried, moving on from middle school, I have kind of carried that comparison issue with me throughout, okay, into my adult years. It moved kind of away, which, don't get me wrong, I still compare my looks to other people. That's just something that's unfortunately part of my nature and something that I'll probably always struggle with. But it's moved away from the physical aspect to, like, as an adult, I struggle with the just the idea of where I'm supposed to be in life at a certain age. So I'm 32. And typically, especially in the South, people who are 32 have been married for a decade. A lot of my friends have been married for a decade, and have kids, and they have, you know, this idea of this perfect life. They finally reached adulthood, okay? They're reaching the American dream. They have a beautiful house, a nice car, just a lot of stability, I guess, is probably the best way to say that. And that's not where I'm at in life. And I've come to find out that that's okay. It's okay. Even though like probably my late 20s, just before I became a teacher, really, is when I struggled the most, because I didn't have that that passion in life. I was struggling to find where I fit in, to find my lane, I guess. But whenever I went back to school to become a teacher, I'm like, okay, this is my lane. Now I can look at some of the things that before I would think of as negative and look at those as positive. I don't have to be home at a certain time. I can stay after school and enjoy some of the activities that we do at school. After school, I can go and watch my students play ball. I can go and spend time on a Saturday for school-related things. You know, I can pour into my students' lives now because I have so much extra time. I get to spend so much time with my niece and nephew, and they're like my own, because I feel like they, I just spend a lot. I get to spend time with them, and then I get to send them home, and they get to go to bed, and I get to go to bed, and I get to sleep like the next day if there's no school, because I don't have kids. So the grass is always greener on the other side, and people have said that to me my whole life, and I feel like it's very much true. If you're gonna focus on all the things that you don't have, you're gonna stay anxious, you're gonna stay depressed, you're gonna stay just sad all of the time, because you're focused on the things that you don't have, instead of focusing on the things that you do have, and the goodness within yourself. One of my favorite verses is, comparison is the thief of joy. Comparing yourself to other people is going to take your joy away. It is going to make you sad and depressed, because you're never going to feel like what you have is enough, or who you are is enough. And so I try to focus on things that bring me joy and things that are positive in my life, so that I don't get so caught up and dwell in what I don't have, or that I'm not where I should be in terms of what society says today. Okay, so some of the ways that I do that, some of the ways I preserve my mental health, is I like to spend as much time outside as I can handle. If it's super hot, I'm not gonna be outside, but if it's like beautiful like it is today, I want to be outside. Enjoy the sunshine. That always makes things seem so much less stressful. I always feel so much more at peace whenever I'm in the sunshine. Or spending time with my niece and nephew, my friends, my family. I love to color, which I know is super lame, but I don't care. I love to, it just helps me to not be scrolling on my phone and comparing myself to everyone else. If I'm sitting down and coloring in a coloring book, I'm not on my phone. I love to bake. I love to play with my dogs. He stopped and he's like, me? Here, I'll show you him in a second. I'm a fidgeter. In case you can't tell, I can't keep my hands still. So I've got a bunch of like little fidget toys that help me to just like stay calm and to not be, I don't know, just worried. I enjoy playing with those. I've recently got into like gardening and flowers and all that good stuff. So yeah, I just try to focus on the good and focus on the little things in life. Like maybe after school, I go get my favorite drink from Sonic, and that brings me a little bit of joy in my day and helps me to kind of like decompress from the school day. Just little things like that help me to preserve my mental health. Okay, so I hope that this made a little bit of sense. I hope that my anxiety and my just like nervousness didn't erase the point of what I was trying to say, is that don't compare yourself to other people as much as you can. Here's Charlie. Right, Charlie? Try not to spend your time focusing on what you don't have, and focus on what you do have, and the goodness and the good attributes and what you bring to your friendships. Now I'm making no sense. focus on the good, and the good gets better. Okay? If you're sad, play your favorite song. If you're anxious about something, do something else. Take a pause, take a break, take a deep breath, and go do something that makes you happy. Okay, we're gonna go now. So, thank you for listening today. And now I would like to know, what are some of the ways that you preserve your mental health?